Alright, so we're going to look at some more basic algebra. This is the second part of it. We're going to look at fractions on the left. So we are going to be working with the, little notebook insert that you have. It looks like this. So let's take a look. And there are two ways to kind of do it, and both are honestly about the same way. The first way I'm going to show you is to divide both sides of the fraction. I'm actually going to start with number 2, and then I'm going to show you number 1 on the second example. So we are going to look at doing it this way. So let's go down to number 2 because it works a little bit better, or it works a little bit easier. So example number 2 says 2/9 t equals 8. And what this is asking is, what number can we multiply by 2/9 to get 8? And we're looking at the way number 1, and it says multiply the number on the right by the denominator, then divide by the numerator. So I need to multiply both sides by the denominator, and then that gives me 2t equals, and 8 times 9 is 72. Now my second step is to divide both sides by 2, just like we did yesterday, and I get t equals 72 over 2. Now, I know that this is a division problem. I can see that both are even. 2 is even and 72 is even. So I know I can divide 72 by the number 2. 2 goes into 7 3 times. And I get 12. 2 goes into 12 6 times. So t equals 36. All right? And honestly, with these, do them the way that works best for you. Whichever way you can kind of figure it out, do it that way. If I'm grading a test, the only way I'm going to know you're doing it right is if you get the right answer. So just kind of do it this way, one of these ways, whichever works best for you, and you'll be good to go. So let's look at doing it the second way. And we're going to divide both sides by the fraction on the left. So let's take a look here. I need to divide this side by 1 over 9, and divide this side by 1 over 9. I get b equals 6 divided by 1/9. Okay? Now I work with multiplying fractions, or dividing fractions rather, which is ultimately multiplying fractions. So I get b equals 6 over 1 divided by 1 over 9, because I have to change this into an improper fraction. So I do that by writing the number 1 under it. Now my second step is, remember, I keep, change. So I keep 6 over 1. I change my division sign to a multiplication sign, and I change 1/9 to the reciprocal, which is 9 over 1. So 6 times 9. Let me get a little bit more room. 6 times 9 is 54. And 1 times 1 is 1. So b equals 54. So what I want you to do now is pause, try to work these out. 1 through 5. And then once you have finished working them out, press play and take a look at, match up, see how you did compared to the way I do it. All right, so go ahead and press pause now. All right, so let's take a look at number 1. And I'm going to do it a couple different ways. So I'm going to multiply both sides by the denominator here. So 1/4 W times 4 is just W, equals 6 times 4 is 24. And then my second step would be to divide by the numerator, but 24 divided by 1 is, of course, 21. Or 24, rather. All right, let's take a look at number 2. So number 2 is 1/6 h divided by 2. I'm going to do this one by dividing both sides by 1/6. Here. I need to write my whole number. Write it as an improper fraction. I do that by writing the number 1 under it, so 2 over 1. Now I keep, change, So I change my division sign to a multiplication sign, and I change 1/6 to the reciprocal, which is 6 over 1. So 2 times 6 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. H equals 12. Okay. Looking at number 3 here. I'm going to multiply both sides by the denominator. The denominator is the bottom number. And then I get 2f equals 6 times 5 is 30. Second step, I need to divide both sides by this coefficient, or the number in front of the variable. It's called a coefficient. Okay. F equals, and 30 divided by 2. If you don't know this by mental math, just go ahead and work it out. 3 divided by 2 is 1. We get 10. 5. So F equals 15. Okay. Working this one out, I'm going to divide both sides. Divide both sides by the fraction. So I divide 3/10 p by 3/10. I divide 6 by 3/10. I need to change this to an improper fraction. 6 over 1. So that's my keep, change. I change my division to multiplication, and I change 3/10 to 10 over 3. Multiply straight across. 6 times 10 is 60. 3 times 1 is 3. Now, I need to divide this. 3 goes into 6 2 times. so 20. Looking at our last one, 3/8 y equals 9. I'm going to multiply both sides by 8. Get y equals 3y, sorry, 3y. That's a mistake that you can make, is easily just saying that it cancels out, but you still have to remember that numerator there. So I apologize for that. So 3y equals 9 times 8, 72. Now, I need to divide both sides by 3. I'm going to go ahead and stop right here and give you what the secret phrase is, just so that I know that you listened and followed along. The secret phrase today is polar bear. Polar bear. Okay, so I divide both sides by 3, and I get y equals 72 over 3, which I know I have to divide. 72 divided by 3. 3 goes into 7. Twice. And I get 6. Bring that down, I'm at 12. And I have 4. Okay? So, let's go through and write these down. I got, for the first one, W equals 24. H for number 2 equals 6. Or H for number 2 equals 12. My apologies. I looked at 1/6 and just said 6, but H equals 12. Number 3, F equals 15. For 4, P equals 20. And for 5, Y equals 24. All right. So go ahead now and write down what the secret phrase was and turn that in.